Radha-kanta namastuti Tatta-kanta namo-rangi Radhe Vrindavaneshwari Vishwabhanu-sute-devi Pranamami Hari Bhakti-abhina Aparadha-koi Kiptasya-kamani Taramamati Tivamohi-tvam Sharanam-prapanna Ninde Namaste Charanaravinda Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhara Srivasadi Gaur Bhaktavinda Hare Krishna Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama Hare Rama 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 Hare Hare। आज एक विशेष तिथि पाशांकुशा एकादशी। आज दामोदर व्रत नियम सेवा इनका शुभारंभ तिथि और आज से दामोदर व्रत शुरू हो गई। कोई पूर्णमासी से भी करते हैं, द्वादशी भी करते हैं, लेकिन पत्रिका में देखा है आज राधा कुंड में मणिपुरी आदि सब लोग आज से शुरू करते हैं और दामोदर व्रत नियम सेवा शुरू कर देते हैं आज से। तो हमारा भी आज ही शुरू है। और हरि भक्ति विलास में जब देव शयनी एकादशी उस रोज होता है, भगवान शयन करते हैं, इसीलिए कोई शुभारंभ होता है चातुर्मास्य। और देव उत्थान एकादशी में इसको शेष, इसके बाद जो कोई दिन में आरंभ करे क्यों न, इससे उसी रोज ही समाप्ति दिवस होता है। ऐसी व्यवस्था इस व्रत में तीर्थ स्थान में यदि तीर्थ स्थान ना मिले, गंगा जी का किनार पर और या जहाँ सत्संग होता है वहाँ एक व्रत पालन करने का विधि। इसमें अष्टजाम 3 रात में अष्टजाम होता है, 3-3 घंटा में एक जाम। तो इसीलिए अष्टकालीय लीला, एक जाम में एक लीला शुभारंभ होता है। इसलिए बोलता है जाम कीर्तन। चैतन्य महाप्रभु से एक ही उपदेश दिया वक़्त पर, जिनको गोस्वामी ने एक साथ में किया शिक्षा स्टॉप। उनका प्रथम श्लोक ये शुरू होता है सुबह मंगल आरती का पहले वैष्णव वंदना, फिर अष्टम श्लोक का प्रथम श्लोक, उसके बाद ठाकुर जी को जागरण होता है। जागरण से ऐसा चलते रहेगा दिन भर, परिक्रमा जाता है। उसी हिसाब से जहाँ पर जो स्थान है वहीं महिमा कीर्तन होता है। ऐसी व्यवस्था तो आज तो है प्रथम जन्म है चेतो दर्पण मार्जनम, चित्त दर्पण को मार्जना करो। दर्पण का साथ चित्त को तुलना किया। किसने किया? दर्पण का ऊपर धूली, कर्दम, लकड़ी, वज्र, 4 किस्म का लेप होता है। इन 4 किस्म का लेप को हटाना। किसी ने कितना रोग में होता है, हमने बहुत दिनों से करता हूँ, तेरा हुआ नहीं है, एक बात नहीं। तो 2 विचार, जिसका धूली मर्जन है एक कपड़ा से साफ हो जाता है, जिनका कर्दम है कीचड़, उनको पानी से गोबर कपड़ा से साफ करने पड़ता है। जिनका कष्ट है उनको तरखान को बुलाना अथवा तरखान जैसी वस्तु से काट करके होशियारी से उसको हटा देना, तब देखा देगा। आज जिनको वज्र में उनको डिनामाइट, और डिनामाइट क्या होता है? संकीर्तन। डिनामाइट है संकीर्तन। संकीर्तन का इतना तेज है वो किसी को मानता नहीं, सबको भेद करके उसको खोल देगा चित्त। इतना तेज है इसका। आई शुरू हुआ, ऐसे ही चलते रहेगा 1 महीना जाए। जब भी हमारा अधिकार नहीं है, लेकिन साधु ने भावी लेता सिद्धि के पाई लेता। साधन में जो सोचोगे सिद्धि से वही मिलेगा। जैसा बीज बोओगे ऐसा ही वृक्ष बनेगा, ऐसा ही फल मिलेगा। तो इसमें सब लगे, सब तीर्थ का सार यहाँ बता दिया। तो आज एकादशी, पसांकुसा एकादशी तिथि है। एकादशी तिथि है भक्ति जननी। एकादशी के तिथि को बोलता है भक्ति का जननी, भक्ति को जन्म देती। कीर्तन में बताया माधव तिथि भक्ति जननी যতনে পালন করি কৃষ্ণ বসতি বসতি বলি परम आनंदे बोरी। तो इसमें कृष्ण का निवास है, इसलिए आनंद के साथ इनको गौरव करेंगे, आह्वान करेंगे। एकादशी आ गया तो आज अच्छा नहीं है, बहुत तकलीफ है उपवास करना, लेकिन शास्त्र ऐसा नहीं बोलते। उपवास कर शब्द का अर्थ किया क्या ना, उपवास किसको बोलता है? उपावृत्तस्य पापेभ्यो, पाप से निवृत्त होकर जस्तु वासो गुणयुक्त, जो गुण का साथ वास करे। गुण क्या होता है? हरि भक्ति है गुण। हरि भक्ति भाव देवर कोई गुण होता है। भागवत में बोला यस्यास्ति भक्ति भगवत किंचना, जिनमें अकिंचन भक्ति है भगवान में, उनका सर्वै गुणस्तत्र समासुते, उनका पास सब गुण देवता का साथ निवास करते। एकादशी भराव भक्त कुतो मोह, हरि का जो अभक्त है इनका मोह गुण कुछ होता है, क्यों नहीं होता? जो भगवान का प्रति कृतज्ञ नहीं है उनका कभी सद्गुण नहीं हो सकता। क्यों नहीं हो सकता? जो भगवान है हमें आंख दिया, कान दिया, नाक दिया, त्वचा दिया, पैर दिया, तो वो भगवान का प्रति जो कृतज्ञ नहीं है, आभारी नहीं है, उनका कोई गुण होता? क्यों नहीं होता? कि इतना दे दिया, उनका प्रति कृतज्ञ होगा नहीं, तो किसका प्रति कृतज्ञ होगा? इसलिए बोलता है अनाम भक्त कुतो महत्व, हरि का जो अभक्त उनका महान गुण बोल के कुछ है नहीं, बोल नहीं सकते। अभी अभी देखता हूँ कई बार में कोई गुर्गा मांगता है डोनेशन, कोई डोनेशन दे देगा तो उनका पास मैं कृतज्ञ आभार बन जाऊंगा। कितना बड़ा व्यक्ति, कितना अच्छा बात करने वाला कि 2 मिनट दे दिया भगवान किडनी, एक को डोनेट कर दिया तो मैं जाता बन, और जिन्होंने 2 दे दिया तो ज्यादा नहीं है। वृंदावन मठ में आया तो उन्होंने कोई एक डोनेट किया, उसने एक सर्टिफिकेट लेके आया, एक महान दाता एक किडनी को, गुर्दा को दान दे दी, महान दाता। तब मैंने बोला, उन्होंने एक देके महान दाता बना, और एक दान दे करके और ज्यादा महान दाता बन जाए। 2 दिया भगवान, तुमसे एक दे दिया तो वो मुझे महान दाता होता है। अब जिन्होंने 2 दिया, जिनसे एक दिया, वो कौन दाता है? इसलिए हिंदी कीर्तन में बोलता है, कोई दाता राम भिखारी सारे दुनिया, भगवान ही दाता है, और बाकी सब भीख मांगा, सब भीख मांगा। कितना देखो बड़ा बड़ा हॉस्पिटल में ऐसा, आजकल तो धन रुपया चोरी करता नहीं, आपको गुर्दा निकाल लेता है, एक चीज को निकाल लेता है बॉडी से जो सरप्लस है, बाद में आपको चिकित्सा करके छोड़ दीजिए। तो पकड़ गया, कहाँ पकड़ा? आपेलो अस्पताल में। आपेलो अस्पताल में जो सप्लाई करता है वो लाता है गरीब आदमी को, उसका बीमार को ठीक कर देगा, तो ऑपरेशन वगैरह करके उसको सब ठीक ठाक करके रुपया लेकर भेज देते। कोई तो अपना बेटा को पढ़ाई के लिए एक गुर्दा दान दे देते, बैंक से लोन ले तो इंटरेस्ट देना पड़ता, यहाँ जो दे दिया इसमें कोई इंटरेस्ट लगेगा नहीं, दे देगा, तो उसमें पढ़ाई भी हो गया, अपना गरीबी से फायदा भी मिल गया। लेकिन कोई भी है ऐसा विचार किया कि हमें ये सब चीज दिया किसने? किसने दिया है? ये मैं इनमें से एक दान देता हूँ। तो यहाँ बोला आज एकादशी, युधिष्ठिर महाराज ने भगवान श्री कृष्ण को बोले, हाँ अच्छा बोले, ठीक है, बोले हमारे विश्राम चाहिए।
Okay. Please go. Yes, later, please. Later. Srila Maharaj started mentioning that today is Pasankusa Ekadasi. Today is a very auspicious day. There are so many different devotees who start following Damodar Vrata on this tithi itself, on Ekadashi. From Ekadashi to Ekadashi, they follow this particular Vrat, Damodar Vrat. And then there are devotees who start observing this Damodar Vrat on Purnima also. Śrīla Maharaj mentioned that according to Hari Bhakti Vilas, does not matter whenever one starts observing Kartik Vrat, but they must end it on the day of Ekadashi. Why? Because from Dev Shayan Ekadashi to Dev Utthan Ekadashi, it is considered that these 4 months are there to observe as Chaturmasya, and last month is Kartik, from Ekadashi to Ekadashi. Then Śrīla Maharaj started mentioning that how and where one can observe this particular Vrat, Kartik Vrat. In the Tirtha, a place which is considered as a pilgrim place, or a place where there is opportunity to hear Harikatha and have darshan of the Lord every day, or a place where there are so many devotees who reside together and perform something for the pleasure of the Lord. So one should observe these cities in these particular areas or on the bank of Ganga. In this way, one is supposed to observe this Kartik Vrata. After that, Śrīla Maharaj mentions that how in this particular month there are devotees who chant Ashtayam Kirtans. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has spoken different things on Nam Sankirtan, how to chant Sri Harinama. He spoke different things in different timings, and Srila Rupa Goswāmi Pada composed all those things, compiled them as Shikshashta, 8 verses. Srila Maharaj mentions many times that it was not that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu wrote all these verses or spoken even all these verses in one time. Not like that. Or even one verse at one time. Srila Maharaj mentions, no, it's not like that. But it was like Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu spoke sometime about Trinada Vishwanichitam, sometime about Chetodarpan Marjan, and then afterwards Srila Rupa Goswami Pada, he composed it into 8 different verses, and he presented it into his Padyavali at different places. So in this way, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, when he spoke on all these things, the very first thing he mentions about Cheto Darpan Marjan. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that here Darpan means mirror. There are different devotees who come and say that, oh, we are chanting from many years, but still we see that our mind is not cleansed properly. Why it is like that? Then Srila Maharaj mentions that according to Srila Jiva Goswāmi Pada, there are 4 different kind of coverings on the chitta. Different people are having different kind of covering. First, it is called dhuli, means dust. And then second is known as kardam, means mud. Mud? Kitchen. Mud. And then third is known as kash, means having a covering of wood. And then fourth is known as vajra. Vajra means like a mountain or
Thunderbolt.
thunderbolt. Thunderbolt is called vajra, which is like thrown by Indra. But this is like a covering. Can say like they use dynamite stone. Vajra here means parvat, stone. So they are having these kind of 4 coverings are there. And each and every individual, they are having different kind of covering. But still, to remove this covering from one's chitta, there is only one way, that is Sri Harinam Sankirtan. Harinam Sankirtan can remove any kind of covering, does not matter what is there. Like Srila Maharaj mentions, if somebody is having only dust on their chitta, then they can take cloth and they can just like dusting, they can clean it very easily. But those who are having kardam, mud, what they have to do, they have to take a wet cloth, clean it first, and then take dry cloth, dry it. And then third one is cast wood. It is having like from all the side there is wood. Then you cannot even wash it. What you have to do, a carpenter has to come and then he has to cut it. Then and only then chitta can be seen properly in its real state. And then fourth one is vajra, stone. How it can go away? Through dynamite. Srila Maharaj mentioned that. Yes, it can be like chitta can manifest in its pure state when dynamite is being thrown. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned what is dynamite. Dynamite is Sri Harinam Sankirtan. It can go anywhere and everywhere and cleanse everyone's chitta. Just before 1 or 2 days, Srila Maharaj was there in Delhi and he was speaking on this Sri Harinam Sankirtan. And then he was mentioning that how this Harinam Sankirtan is Krishna Kirtan Jai Plavana Murati. That how this Krishna Nam Sankirtan is Plavana Murti, has taken a form of flood. It can go anywhere and everywhere and it can inundate anybody and everybody. And whoever comes in contact with this Harinam Sankirtan, they get purified. Srila Maharaj was mentioning, can say like somebody is doing Nam Sankirtan and there are people, again 4 categories. There are people who are inimical to it. They just say that, oh, why these people are like shouting all the time and disturbing us a lot. It's like useless to chant these names. If somebody hears even with this kind of mentality, what happens? All their sins goes away by hearing Nam Sankirtan. And then there are people who are udasin, means they don't react, they are neutral. They chant or they don't chant or do whatsoever. What happens to them? They get Sukriti by hearing this Nam Sankirtan. And then there are people, those who hear this Nam Sankirtan with a desire to accumulate some pious deeds. What happens to them? They accumulate some pious activities. And then there are people who hear with Bhakti in their heart that, oh, we are very fortunate. By this, Lord becomes pleased. When they hear with this mood, they attain Bhakti. So in this way, Srila Maharaj was mentioning, Nam Sankirtan is such that it is merciful to each and every person. Whosoever comes in contact gets purified. In this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he has mentioned to chant this Harinam Sankirtan throughout the day in 24 hours. That's why in Ashtayam Kirtan, everything is about this Shiksha Ashtakam. In the first Yam, early in the morning, they chant this Chetodarpan Marjan verse first, and then a Kirtan written by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur as a translation of this verse in Bengali language. They chant that. And then after that, a verse from Govinda Lilamrit is been chanted. And then again, Kirtan by Srila Bhakti Vinod Thakur on that particular theme. So in this way, Srila Maharaj mentioned that in Ashtayam, we chant 8 different Kirtans. And all of them are based on Nam Sankirtan. Srila Maharaj mentioned, even though we are not so qualified to chant some things of this Ashtayam Kirtans even, but still we chant. Why? Because sadhane bhavive jaha siddhite paive ta. That at the time of sadhana, whatever one really thinks about and performs a particular activity with whatever mood, in the time of perfection, he attains that. Like Srila Maharaj gave example that at the time of sowing the seed, whatever kind of seed you will be sowing, afterward, that particular tree will manifest and the fruits also will manifest accordingly. So just for that reason, that keeping our goal in our mind, we follow all these Ashtayam Kirtans in a proper sequence. Then Srila Maharaj mentioned that today is Ekadashi. And we follow Ekadashi Upavas. Srila Maharaj gave the meaning of Upavas. What is the meaning? According to Srila Hari Bhakti Vilas, Sri Hari Bhakti Vilas, it has been mentioned that Upavritasya Papebhyo Yastu Vasai Gunai Saha. Upavritasya Papebhyo. That when the day of Ekadashi comes, a person does not become unhappy. He becomes more and more happy. And he considers that, oh, a great opportunity has come for me. I will be greatly benefited if I will observe this particular vrat, upavasa. Upavritasya papebhyo. He takes a vow that I will keep myself completely away from any kind of sin on this day. Srila Maharaj mentions what is the meaning of pap, what is the meaning of sin. Papasya parpidanam means giving any kind of pida, suffering to somebody through your words, through your body, through your actions is considered pap. So one takes vow that on this day I will not be doing any kind of sin. Then Srila Maharaj mentions that is it possible to completely get rid of any kind of sin? Sometimes we walk and commit sin. When somebody drinks water, then maybe also committing some sin. So how to get rid of it completely? Then Srila Maharaj mentions that if one does not do any activity on this day for one's own sense enjoyment and does everything for the service of the Lord, then and only then it is possible that he can completely get rid of any kind of sin. Otherwise not. So that's why upavritasya papevyo yastu vasai gunai saha. And then what one has to do? He has to reside with that particular thing who is having gun, quality in him. And then Śrīla Mahārāja quotes one verse from Śrīmad Bhāgavatam, that who is having gun, who is having quality? Harav abhaktasya kuto mahat guna. A person who is not the devotee of Lord Hari, how is it possible that he can have any quality in him? That means a person who is having Hari Bhakti, a service attitude toward Lord Hari, only that person is considered a person who is having qualities. Otherwise, anybody else does not matter. Externally, he may manifest so many qualities, but still he is not considered a person who is having any quality, because he is not surrendered to that personality who has given him everything. His eyes, his body, all the limbs of his body, and whatsoever he possesses. So that's why a person who is fully surrendered to the Lord, only that person, a person who is having bhakti in his heart for the Lord, is known as a person who is having quality. And on this particular day, one is supposed to associate with that person, reside close to him. Then and only then it is considered that he has followed Ekadashi, otherwise not.
भगवान में भक्ति करने से क्यों पाप लगता नहीं? ये जो बताया, एकादशी में पानी का घड़ा रखो, उसमें पाप है। झाड़ू लगाओ, उसमें कीड़ा मकोड़ा मरता है, पाप है। आग जलाओ, उसमें कीड़ा मकोड़ा जलता है, पाप होता नहीं। तब पाप से कैसे बचत होगा? तुमका इजीली होगा। यदि भगवान को सेवा करे तो सबको सेवा होता है। जैसे डॉक्टर कोई आदमी को अच्छा करने के लिए ऑपरेशन किया, लेकिन रोगी मर गया, तो डॉक्टर को फीस मिलेगा या नहीं? और एक जेब कतरा ने चाकू चलाया उनको मारने के लिए, लेकिन मरा नहीं, पकड़ लिया, तो उनका शास्त्र मिलेगा कि नहीं? ये भी चाकू चलाया, डॉक्टर भी चाकू चलाया, तो डॉक्टर को पाप लगा नहीं, इनको लगा क्यों? तो ये जो डाकू अटेम्प्ट टू मर्डर, मारने के लिए चाकू चलाया था, मरा नहीं। और ये जिंदा करने के लिए चाकू चलाया था, जिंदा रहा नहीं। इसमें भी यदि भगवान के लिए करे तो सबका सुख होता है, इसलिए इसमें पाप लगता नहीं, पाप लगता है। कैसे? यथा तरुर्मूल निषेचनेन तृप्यन्ते तत्स्कन्द भुजो शाखा प्राणे गुहारच्च यथेन्द्रियाणां तथैव सर्वार्हणम् उच्यते। जैसे प्राण में आहार देने से सारा शरीर को मिल जाता है। अगर कान बोले कि मैं सुनता हूँ, स्ट्राइक कर दो, इनका साथ जोग नहीं रखेंगे तो कान का नुकसान होगा ना वो जो दिया उसको नुकसान। इसमें अभी भगवान को सेवा करने से सबका सेवा होता है, इसीलिए इसमें हिंसा हुआ नहीं, उनको सेवा के लिए ही किया। पेड़ में जड़ में पानी देने से सारा पेड़ हरा भरा हो जाता है, तो पत्ता में फल में देने से होता नहीं। देखा था हैदराबाद में शिवरामपल्ली में 2 मलसूरी पेड़ था बकुल, उनमें इतना फल आया उस एकदम झुक गया, मर जाएगा। तो मैं भी वहाँ भक्ति था, तो मैंने 2 बाल्टी पानी डाल दिया। इसे देखकर एक गुजराती महिला वो भी समझा जब महात्मा डाला तो जरूर इनका कुछ फायदा है, उसने 2 पैकेट ज्यादा नहीं दिया, मैंने जितना देखा उतना ही दिया। फिर एक सेक्रेटरी था गवर्नमेंट का IAS, तो उसने वो भी 2 डाला बल्ब। और एक था वो जो बागीचा वाला आम का मैंगो गार्डन, उसने भी देने लगा। तो आखिर में वो जो सेक्रेटरी उनको बोलता है, महाराज आप इनको पानी क्यों डालते? बोला आप तो पहले पूछा नहीं, अभी पूछ रहा है। बोला आप देखता हूँ नियमित तो डालते हैं, इसका मतलब क्या? मैंने बोला देखिए इसमें बहुत फल आया तो इसके लिए झुक जाता है, और जब पानी दिया तो ये तो आज झुका नहीं, ठीक ताजा हो गया। इसी में भी भगवान को सेवा करने से सबका सेवा होता है, इसका प्रूफ करने के लिए मैंने पानी डालता था। ये तुलसी पौधा नहीं है, ये मलसूरी इसमें पानी डालता। तो बात होता है कोई इसमें भी यदि भगवान को सेवा करे तो उसमें कुछ लगता है। तो इसीलिए उपवास यदि स्वामी पे वास करे, स्वामी पे वास कैसा होता है? अरे भगवान का नाम, भगवान अभिन्न, इसलिए नाम का साथ वास करो तो भगवान का साथ निवास हो गया। नाम विग्रह स्वरूप, इसीलिए चैतन्य देव स्वयं आचरण करके शिक्षा दिया, श्री हरि बासरी हरि कीर्तन विधान नेत्रम मिला प्रभु जगते प्राण पुण्यवंत श्रीवास अंगने शुभारंभ। पुण्यवंत श्रीवास का आंगन में शुभारंभ। क्या कीर्तन किया? उठील मंगल ध्वनि गोपाल गोविंद। गोपाल गोविंद क्या? नाम कीर्तन। नाम कीर्तन का इतना महिमा क्यों? ना सनातन गोस्वामी उनका ग्रंथ में उल्लेख किया, कृष्णस्य नाना विध में कीर्तनेषु तन्नाम संकीर्तनमेव मुख्यम। कृष्ण का जो नानाविध कीर्तन, धाम कीर्तन, नाम कीर्तन, गुण कीर्तन, लीला कीर्तन, तो ये कीर्तन का बीच में नाम संकीर्तन महत्तम, इसलिए नाम संकीर्तन को ज्यादा महत्व है। नाम नामी अभिन्न भेद नहीं। कैसे? इसको भी प्रमाण कर दिया प्रभास खंड में। प्रभास खंड में एक यज्ञ किया, कौन? वसुदेव। उनको नारद ने बोला कि वसुदेव तुम्हारा जो लड़का हुआ था तुमने तो कोई उत्सव किया नहीं, मन मन में किया था जब भी तुमने राजा था, लेकिन कंस ने तुम्हारा सब हरण कर लिया, इसलिए तुम जेल में था, कुछ कर नहीं पाया, मन मन में किया। अभी इसको बाहर में करके दिखाओ, तुम्हारा लड़का दरोगाधीश बना, अभी यज्ञ करो, ऐसा यज्ञ करो कि त्रिभुवन को निमंत्रण करो ब्रजवासी को छोड़कर। ऐसे ही किया। निमंत्रण करने वाला कौन? नारद, क्योंकि उनका मनोमय होती, जहाँ इच्छा करे वहीं पहुंच जाए। वो जाके पहले कहाँ गया? कोई ब्रज में नंद भवन में जाकर नंद महाराज की जय हो, यशोदा मैया की जय हो। तो वो बड़ा आनंद से नारद को स्वागत किया माता यशोदा ने। क्या नारद, क्या बनाओ, जो बोलोगे सो बन जाएगा, 2 मिनट में बन जाएगा। तो उन्होंने बोलता है, देखो त्रिभुवन को निमंत्रण करने के लिए जिम्मेवारी है हमारा, यहाँ ठहरने को मौका मिलेगा नहीं। जो घर में है उसी से ही स्वागत करो, निचाई फल जो है उसी। फिर चला गया नंद महाराज का बल में, उन्होंने गंभीर हुआ, बोला नहीं कुछ। फिर चला गया गोपियों का पास, ये कृष्ण यज्ञ कर रहे हैं प्रभास क्षेत्र में, सबको निमंत्रण ब्रजवासी को छोड़कर। तो ये लोग तय कर लिया हम लोग जरूर जाए। किसी में भी राखाल बालक सुना कि ब्रजवासी को छोड़कर त्रिभुवन को निमंत्रण, वो बोला कि हम लोग गौ का साथ ही ले जाऊंगा। इनको ये शांत भक्त है, इनको भी कृष्ण दर्शन हो जाए। ले गया। जब ले गया, नंद महाराज बोला, जहाँ निमंत्रण कार्ड नहीं है वहां जाने से कुछ काम होगा नहीं, कोई घुसने देगा नहीं। कैसे जाओगे अंदर में? घुसने के तो देगा ही नहीं। तब रोगे ना, मैं जरूर जाऊं। यशोदा ऐसा जिद किया, गोपियों ने भी जिद किया, हम लोग भी जाएंगे। राखाल बालक जिद किया, हम लोग भी जाएंगे, गौ का साथ ले जाएंगे उनको याददाश्त देने के लिए। वो ऐसा ना हो हम लोग उनको भूल गया। लेकिन एक कालिंदी धौबोली ये लोग उनका बात कैसे भूलेंगे? जिनका स्तन पिया, पेशाब पहुंच गया वहां, जंगल में रात्रि में कैसे जाए? राधा रानी का शरीर का उजाला से ये अंधारा सब हट गया, ये लोग पहुंच गया प्रवास क्षेत्र में। लेकिन चारों तरफ दरजा में दारी है, जहाँ जाते हैं मना कर देते हैं, कार है नहीं है। हम लोग ब्रज से आया हूँ, तो एक चले गए, आदेश नहीं। जिनका कारण नहीं है वो अंदर जा नहीं सकते। चारों दरजा से घूम घाम के आखिर में यशोदा रोने लगी। तो उनका जो नौकर ने, उन्होंने बोला, यशोदा रोने से कुछ काम होगा नहीं, तुम अपना बेटा को नाम लेके पुकारो। कैसे पुकारो? जैसे उनको मक्खन मिश्री खिलाते थे सुबह, उसी को लेकर वही नाम उच्चारण करो। तो उन्होंने उच्चारण किया, गोपाल। बड़ा मृदु स्वर में, आवाज निकालता नहीं, कंठ रुद्ध हो गया। तब भी बोला, गोपाल। अभी यज्ञ समाप्त होने के लिए 5 मिनट बाकी है। रुक्मिणी के साथ कपड़ा बांधा हुआ है। बोलते है पंडित लोग, 5 मिनट ठहर जाओ। 1 मिनट ठहरा नहीं, वो उसको फोड़ के एकदम यशोदा का पास आकर गला पकड़ दिया। तब प्रिय नारद, उन्होंने जाके बोलने लगा, देवकी को तुम्हारा लड़का को ले जा रहा है यशोदा, जाओ अपना लड़का को संभालो। जिधर गोपियां ने श्याम सुंदर बोल के पुकारा, कैसे पुकारा जो सामने व्यक्ति भी सुनेगा नहीं, ऐसा मृदु आवाज से बोला श्याम सुंदर, ऐसा बेरंग चला जाना, दर्शन होगा नहीं। वहां श्याम सुंदर वेश में राखाल बालक बोला कन्हैया हमने गो को लेके आया, तेरा दर्शन मिलता होगा नहीं। वहां कोई गोपवेश में हाजिर होगी। अभी किसका बेटा है? यशोदा का ना देवकी का? बोला अभी निर्णय कैसे होगा? जिनका बेटा है उनका तोम से दूध निकलेगा, जिसका नहीं है उनको निकलेगा नहीं। कहाँ निकला? यशोदा कहा। तो किसका बेटा है कृष्ण? यशोदा का। कौन सा अस्त्र से कृष्ण को आकर्षण किया? नाम से ही। इसलिए बोलता है एवं व्रतस्य प्रिय नाम कृत्ता जता अनुरागो विजित हसत तथो रोदिति रोति गाय नित्यंती। कैसे नृत्य करते? लोगों का छोड़कर नृत्य शुरू कर देती। तो यही नाम संकीर्तन का इतना महिमा। आवाज जितना दूर पड़े तो दूसरी को फायदा मिलेगा, लेकिन नाम संकीर्तन से कोई नाम कीर्तन करी को फायदा अवश्य ही मिलेगा। ऊंची आवाज से ही बोलने पड़ेगा ऐसा नहीं। और ये मृदु आवाज से बोला, उससे ही आकर्षण करके लाया। तो नाम तो परम विजयते श्री कृष्ण संकीर्तन। तो इसके ज्यादा पैदा हुआ संकीर्तन से। क्यों? कोई आप कमा के खोद खाता है और किसी ने कमा कर सबको बांट तो खाता है। कौन अच्छा है? ये अपना खाने के लिए पकाता है और किसी ने सबको बांट के खाते हैं। तो दोनों के अंदर में किसका महिमा ज्यादा? इसलिए सबसे ज्यादा उत्तम दाता है जो नाम संकीर्तन पे। यहाँ से पहले बता दिया प्रभु ने, जो वहां बताया था, ये जहां भी रहे जिस प्रकार से काम में जाए वो एक हो गई। जैसे अमृत में आपको एक स्नान करे तो अपना एक्शन करेगा। एक कोढ़ बीमार था, और राजा ने लड़की को पूछता था तुम किसका भाग में खाता है? बोलता आपका। अरे छोटी लड़की, उन्होंने बोला अपना भाग से। उनको कोड़ी से शादी कराया। बोली जो कोड़ी चल नहीं सकता, उनको पीठ पर लेके वो जाते थे, भीख मांगे खिलाते थे। एक रोज हो गया भीख मांगने के लिए, तो वहाँ एक सरोवर था। उस सरोवर में एक काक ऐसा गिर गया तो उसी वक्त चतुर्भुज मूर्ति होके चला गया। वो देख कर अपना वो भी वहाँ गोता लगाया, मैं भी मर जाऊँ उधर हो जाऊँ। एक अंगुली को रखा, उसको डुबाया नहीं पानी में। उनका पत्नी आया, जब आई वो तो वो बोलने लगा ये तो मेरा पति नहीं। उनको किसी ने मार के उनका आसन में बैठने के लिए ऐसा कर रहा है। तो उन्होंने प्रमाण दिया मैं वही। तो प्रमाण ये देखा जाए, देखो उंगली कोड था, उसको डुबा दिया, वो उत्तम हो गई, ठीक हो गया। इसीलिए इसको बोलते अमृत सरोवर, अमृतसर ऐसा आया। तो इसी में भी कोई नाम का इतना महत्व है। अब बोलो।
Srila Maharaj started explaining again about upavritasya papebhyo, that how one has to keep himself the younger poet. How one has to keep oneself completely away from committing any kind of sin. Srila Maharaj mentioned that it depends on one's intention. Also, like he gave the example of a dacoit as well as a doctor. Doctor, he uses a knife for operating a patient, and a dacoit also uses a knife to kill a person. So even though externally both of them, they use the knife, but because their intention, their motive is different, that's why the results are also different. Like he gave example, if a dacoit comes to your house and shows knife and wants to hit you with this knife, but if somehow you catch hold of him, then what can happen? You can bring him to the police and he can be in the prison because of attempt to murder. That at least he tried. On the other hand, if a patient comes to a doctor and doctors cut his any part of his body with that knife with the intention to operate him, but if that person dies, still the doctor is never sent to the jail. Why? Because his intention was pure and the intention of dacoit was not proper. So in the same way, when somebody does something for one's own self, then his activity comes in the category of committing sin. Like a dacoit, he is using the knife for his own sense enjoyment. He wants to take something from that person, benefit out of that person. But on the other side, if somebody does activity for the whole, for the Lord, then there is no sin, even though externally same activity can be seen. Sometimes Srila Maharaj uses the example of Hanuman, that Hanuman, when he burned the Lanka, at that time, so many Brahmins, cows, as well as ladies, elephants, horses, ladies, pregnant ladies, everybody died. They got burned and died. But still nobody calls Hanuman as a sinner. Why? Because he did not burn Lanka for his own selfishness. He did this for the whole, for the service of the Lord. That's why he was awarded that, oh, he did a great job. Srila Maharaj gives another simple example. A person in the country, if he shows knife to somebody or even a finger, he can be put into jail. But if he does something in another country, for his own country, he goes to another country at the time of war or any other time and kills hundred and thousand of persons in the another country, then his country gives him gold medal. Why? Because he has not done this activity for his own selfishness. He has done for the whole country. So when one does something for the whole, for the Lord, then what happens? Externally it may seem that the activity comes under the category of sin, but in reality it does not come. Instead, one wins gold medals. When this way Srila Maharaj mentioned, we can escape ourselves from committing sins. Then he gave another example that Yatha taror unmulan nishechanena, in Srimad Bhagavatam it has been mentioned that if somebody pours water into the root, then what happens? The whole tree gets benefited. So in the same way, if somebody pours water, means perform bhakti or perform any activity for the service of the Lord, who is the root cause of everything, then what happens? Each and every living entity becomes pleased, and it is considered the service to all the living entities, not only the Lord, through Lord to all the living entities. So in this way, Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that one who serves the Lord, only for him it is possible to protect himself from committing sins, not otherwise. Then he started mentioning that how this activity can be performed. After that, Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that Nam Sankirtan Yastu Vasai Gunai Saha. First he mentioned about sins, Upavritasya Papibhyo, how to get rid of sins, and then Yastu Vasai Gunai Saha, that how one has to reside with a personality who is having qualities. First, he mentioned about a person who is performing the service to Lord Hari. He is having all qualities. Now he has mentioned he interpreted it into a little different way. And what is that? That a personality who is having quality, that is only Lord. That means one has to reside very close to the Lord. And how one can reside close to the Lord? Through his Nam Sankirtan. Why? Because Nam Sankirtan and the Lord himself, they are not different. So if somebody chants the names of the Lord or performs loudly this Nam Sankirtan, then what happens? He is residing with a personality who is having all the qualities. Then Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that among many kirtans, Nam Kirtan, Rup Kirtan, Gun Kirtan, Leela Kirtan, among all these kirtans, Nam Kirtan is considered the topmost, best. Śrīla Sanatana Goswāmi Pad has mentioned in his Brihad Bhagavatamrita that क्या श्लोक महाराज जी बोलते हैं कृष्णस्य नाना विद कीर्तनेषु तन्नाम संकीर्तन एव मुख्य, that even though there are so many kirtans related to Lord Krishna, but Nam Sankirtan is considered topmost. Nam Sankirtan eva mukhya, that is topmost, because it's not different from the Lord himself. Then Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that how this was proved, that Nam Sankirtan is the topmost process to attain the association or the mercy of the Lord. For this, he mentioned the pastime of Prabhasa Khanda, that how once Vasudeva Mahārāja, he was being suggested by Narada that now your son Krishna, he is in such a position that there are not so many, no enemies at all now. And even though at the time of his birth, you have donated so many cows in your mind, but externally you have never performed any activity like performing any yajna for any samskar or giving charity to anybody. It is better that at least once you can perform a yajna. And Vasudeva Mahārāja got agreed. And then he asked Narad Rishi that you can invite Tribhuvan, means the devotees, the people of all the three worlds. So that's why Narad, what he did, even though he got instruction that you can invite anybody and everybody, but not the Brajvasis. But he came to the Braj first. And when he came to the Braj, at that time he started calling out, Nanda Baba ki jai ho, Yashoda Mata ki jai ho. He came one after another to different residents of Braj. He came to the gopis also and informed them that how Vasudeva Maharaj is going to perform a yajna for Krishna's well-being. But Krishna asked me not to invite any Brajvasi. Mother Yashoda, she spoke with Nanda Baba and she said that she wants that all of us, all the Brajvasis can go to this Prabhas Khand. Even though Nanda Baba, he said that there is no need to go. We don't have any invitation. But Mother Yashoda did not got angry with her words. That, oh, Krishna is our son. There is no need to have any invitation. We will go, definitely. So because she was insisting again and again and again, Nanda Baba got angry. All the Brajvasis, they started to gather along with the cows even. They started for Prabhas Khand. On the way, when there was dark, time for darkness, but there was no darkness. Why? Because the bodily complexion of Srimati Radhika was such that it was illuminating the whole area. So that's why there was no difficulty at all in walking in the forest. Finally, when they reached over there, they saw that there were 4 gates in 4 sides, but there were guards everywhere. They did not allow them to get in. He was looking at them, asking his brother Arjun that who they are. They are going from one door to another, but still they are not getting entrance. And then he mentioned, oh, they are Brajvasis. There is Nand, there is Yashoda. He was very much angry with these guards that how dare they don't allow the Brajvasis to come get in to this arena. But Arjun stopped him that don't go, don't say anything. Must be some special thing Lord wants to manifest. That's why don't go. Mother Yashoda, Nanda Baba, all of them, they were going from one door to another. Want to get inside. But they were not allowed. Mother Yashoda started crying bitterly. Gopis also in the same situation. And then finally what happened? That one of the maid servant of Mother Yashoda, she advised her that Yashoda, why you are crying so much? You can chant the name of your Lala, your son, the way you used to call him while in Braj. Sometimes you used to chant the butter. At that time, you are calling him. So in the same way, you can call him now. And Mother Yashoda, she started calling out Gopal, Gopal in a very soft voice. Sakhas, on the other hand, they also started calling out the name of Krishna as Kanhaiya, Kanhaiya. That, oh Kanhaiya, we have come from very far. We will not get your darshan here. We will not even meet with you. Gopis, especially Srimati Radhika, she started calling out Shyama Sundar, Shyama Sundar, because that's her favorite name. So all of them, they were calling out these names with a very soft voice. And what happened on the other side? Krishna, who was sitting in the yajna, his Uttariya was knotted with the Uttariya of Rukmani Devi. And they were sitting in that yajna. Krishna immediately stood up and a Purohit, a person who was performing yajna, he mentioned that, oh, just wait only for 5 minutes. Whatever we have done up to now will go in vain if you will get up and go away from here. Just wait only 5 minutes, then you can go wherever you want. But Krishna did not care for any word. He somehow or other threw his putriya and ran away from there without caring for anything. And the place where Mother Yashoda, she was calling Gopal, Gopal, he manifested himself over there as a child of Mother Yashoda. Among his sakhas, he manifested himself as he goes out to graze the cows in this Gopal Vesh. And then in the assembly of Srimati Radhika and the Gopis, he manifested over there as Shyama Sundar. So Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that what we can understand through this particular pastime, that even though they tried so much to get into that Yajna's arena, but still they were unable to get in. But when they gave up every other hope, only they took shelter of Nam Sankirtan. Then what happened? Krishna, without any delay, he manifested himself over there and became like completely merciful to them. So that's why through this pastime we can see that how Nam Sankirtan is the topmost process, where all other processes were failed. Only this Nam Sankirtan worked. Then Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that even though in Chaitanya Bhagavat and different places, the glories of Ucca Nam Sankirtan means chanting the Nam with a loud voice is being mentioned, and that is considered superior. Why? Because through that you can not benefit only yourself, you can even benefit others also, whoever hears those words. There are gods, there are beasts, there are trees, mountains, those who cannot chant the name of the Lord. But if they hear, if somebody chants loudly and they hear, they also get benefit. But still, Śrīla Mahārāja mentions it's not that when somebody chants with soft voice, it is having no effect. It is also having an effect. Like Mother Yashoda, Sakhas and Gopis, they chanted with a very soft voice. So, in whatever way one chants the name of the Lord, it is having its special effect. Like Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that earlier, you have heard what I have spoken in Delhi, that a person who hears this Nam with inimical feelings in his heart, or a person who is neutral, or a person who is hearing with Bhakti, different people, all of them are getting benefited. How? Like Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned, whoever comes in contact with Amrit, nectar, somehow or other, they get benefit. For this, he told the pastime of Amritsar. There is a place on the border of India and Pakistan, very famous place, Amritsar. A place which is again very famous for Sikh community. That's the place where all of them they go. And there is one sarovar, a pond. It is considered a pond of Amrit, pond of nectar. And Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned sometime that that was the place where Garud, he sat down with a pot of nectar, and some nectar was being poured over there. He was mentioning that once there was a person who was a king, and he was having 2 daughters. One day he asked one of his daughters that who provides you everything? Then she mentioned that, oh, you are king, you are my father, you provide everything. Who else can provide anything? And then he asked another daughter that, oh, who maintains you? Then she said that, oh, nobody can maintain anybody in this world. Only the Lord maintains everybody. So when she mentioned this, the king became very angry. And he got her married with a leopard person. Because she don't accept my mastery, authority. So that's why he gave her like this punishment. And then once she was but still she was very chaste. She used to serve her husband all the time. Once she came to that particular place in Amritsar and asked her husband to sit over there, and then she can go and make some alms and drink for her husband. Meanwhile, what happened? That a bird came over there in that pond, and as soon as he came out with his wet body, and one drop of water poured on the body of this leopard person, he saw that immediately the skin of his body became leprosy was gone away from that particular place, and he saw this, and immediately he felt what had happened. For he saw the drop of water fall on me, and then he went into the water. First he dipped his feet. He saw the effect that his feet also cured completely. One after another he started dipping into that water. He just saved one of his finger only to show to his wife that he is the same person. So his whole body was cured. When his wife came, she was unable to recognize, and then he made her understand that no, I am the same person. See my finger. This is the effect of this water. And then in front of her, he dipped that finger also, and immediately what happened? That was also cured. Little finger. So in this way, Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned that this like Sarovar, Amritsar, a pond of nectar, whoever comes in contact somehow or other gets cured. In the same way, whoever comes in contact with Nama Sankirtan, everybody gets cured. That's why Nama Sankirtan is considered the topmost process to remove any kind of covering, does not matter whatever that may be. Hare Krishna.
Or this like. That's what I was thinking. That's what I was thinking.
Śrīla Mahārāja mentioned in his Katha also that how Mother Yashoda, she was chanting Gopal. How Sakhas, they were chanting Kanhaiya, and Srimati Radhika, she was chanting Shyama Sundar. Why? Because these particular names are dear to them. That's why it is been mentioned that Evam Vratasa Priya Nam Kirta. Like earlier Śrīla Mahārāja was mentioning Sadhane Bhaviveja Siddhi Te Paivetaha. In the same way, he is mentioning that how a person with whatever mood he chants this name, whatever name is dear to him, means a person who worships Krishna in Sakya Bhava, he chants this name Kanhaiya Kanhaiya, that is his favorite name. But the devotees who worship Radha and Krishna in Madhur Rasa, their favorite name is Shyama Sundar. That's why they chant Evam Vratasa Priya Nam Kirtya. They chant this name with great affection. That's why they get Siddhi also into that. Hare Krishna.